Hello everyone and welcome back to APWC. So this month, apart from all the movies that I have already reviewed on this channel, I watched some other movies and shows as well and thought it would be unfair to not talk about them. So without wasting any time, let's begin.
Ready.
Sinners. We have seen so many vampire films and shows, some exceptionally well made and some utter crap.
जो कुछ तो कर रहा है ठीक नहीं कर रहा है. I don't like this.
Anyways, Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan come again as a team and deliver a film whose backdrop is not just limited to vampires but also add music and social commentary, which acts as a base for this film. With subtlety, it talks about racism and cultural dynamics. The entire premise of the slapstick brothers was crazy good. Ryan Coogler definitely knows what he is doing, and his filmography so far justifies this statement. Next, I watched Kesari Chapter 2. Akshay Paji is back with a gripping tale that everyone should be aware of. The entire film was a smooth watch, and I didn't feel bored or exhausted. I believe certain historical facets have been dramatized. Still, it's important to have films like these. The climax in itself is so supremely impactful that you will literally have goosebumps. I wish all the Brits back in the day could have heard Akipaji saying,
"Get the fuck out of my country! Get the fuck out of our country!"
With so much respect and love for the first part, I am happy that the second part lived up to its predecessor. Next, I watched Padakkalam. With an interesting premise, Padakkalam explores the body swap genre in a unique way. The humor could have been better. Still, I had a good time watching this film, as the storyline was quite innovative. The superhero Easter eggs, especially from DC, are literally thrown into your face, but it never feels too much. If you are nerds, then maybe you will even relate to the gang.
Okay.
Next, I watched Alappuzha Gymkhana. Having seen so many films on boxing, I genuinely liked the idea of underdogs not winning, as it would have been a mockery of the sport if these people ended up winning with just 2-3 months of training. But it was never about winning, it was always about team building. One of the reasons why this film worked for me solely because it wasn't as cliched as I expected it to be. The boxing sequences were interestingly choreographed, especially Natasha's boxing round. The only thing I couldn't digest was Naslin acting like a chutpaglu. He had one girlfriend and still tried to get one more. Next, I watched Stolen. This film, although follows a very different arc, still reminded me of NH10.
क्या बात कर रहे हैं?
This is a great example of Bollywood actually delivering a good film and literally having minimal coverage around it. The anxiety-inducing chase sequence literally made my heart pound. Next, I watched Single. The storyline was pretty decent and predictable, but it was the comedy that landed, and the credit for that goes to Vanilla Kishore for his dialogues and comic timing. His expressions are just mind-blowing. But I didn't watch this film for Vanilla Kishore. I watched it for someone else, and you know exactly who I'm talking about. Next, I watched Final Destination Bloodlines. The entire opening sequence was so good that I literally had goosebumps. What a hauntingly brilliant start. Also, the storyline made so much sense. If you averted the incident, then your bloodline should not exist in the first place. Hence, everyone in the family will perish in a linear order. The ending, however, felt pretty rushed. Still, I'm happy that this series got a sequel after close to 14 years. I rewatched all the 5 films again, and this trip down memory lane was filled with memories of watching these films for the first time. There are certain sequences from the entire series that are etched in my memory, and they have most probably created some sense of fear and anxiety in everyone's mind. Next, I watched The Amateur. Watched it with low expectations and it genuinely blew my mind away. The simplicity of this thriller is what actually impressed me. It doesn't depend on huge stunts or the usual spy gimmicks. Instead, it focuses on plain and simple vengeance, executed by Rami Malek, who looked straight out of Mr. Robot. I guess it's time to read the book now. Next, I watched The Accountant 2. I might get a lot of flack for this, but I liked the first part more than the sequel. Here, everything feels kind of forced. The storyline is good, the cast is great, and certain sequences, especially the hacking scene, was just brilliant. But somewhere the thrill of the first part seems missing. Ben Affleck and John Bernthal's bromance was great, not gonna lie. Next, I watched Rana Naidu Season 2. The Naidus are back with a bang. Rana may not have a lot of expressions, but his aura is unmatched. The dynamics between Rana and Venki, just like Season 1, is top-notch. Also, it was good to see Arjun Rampal in such a role. Somewhere I do agree that Season 1 was better than Season 2, but you gotta make do with what you get. A special mention for this show's color grading and cinematography. It's brilliant. I also watched F1 in the theatre, and mind you, the experience was just phenomenal. Joseph Kosinski, take a bow, man. After the spectacular Top Gun Maverick, I was waiting to see what he would cook, and I wasn't disappointed. The cinematography, color grading, and the camera angles, everything is just breathtaking. How they pulled it off is something I have been thinking about. Well, he was backed by Lewis Hamilton, so the chances of fucking up was less. But does it raise the supremacy of Top Gun Maverick? Not really. Still, I'll urge you to watch it. Yes, the storyline isn't that new and is quite predictable. There are a lot of technical aspects which might feel overwhelming if you are a rookie in the F1 world. But it is so beautifully crafted, especially the second half, which left me teary-eyed in the end. Brad Pitt kills it. He has the aura that I someday want to achieve. The message of being detached was imparted with finesse. Also, the background score and music is top-notch. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. And if you like this video, then do subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.